Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Skippable Cutscenes. Don't laugh at me. Don't you fucking laugh at me. Can I have everyone introduce themselves, starting with Cleo?
Oh, I'm Cleo. Sorry.
Okay, Marissa.
I am Marissa, Cambrian era. I have a bard named Vera.
Okay, Cleo, do it right this time.
Again, what are you going to do? Make me?
Yeah.
I am Cleo and I am playing Gilly. Because you told me to.
Okay.
Wow.
Will.
I am Will and I'm playing Step.
Lisa.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm the voice of Judgment, a tiefling dragonborn sorceress.
Our heroes are on a mission to find out why a band of possum pirates have been raiding far outside their normal area. After rescuing one of these possums from a fighting pit, they've sailed to the pirates' hideout to investigate further. Judgment, Vera, and Gilly are in a small dinghy with 12, a small humanoid possum. Trailing behind them is Step, in another dinghy modified with extra floats, as they slowly approach the pirate hideout. Alright, I explained the sort of mechanism they have to catch a large boat and pull it back. As you follow this inward into this little inlet, you realize that there's definitely something wrong. There are structures that you can see, but all of them seem to be covered with vines that run up them, through them, around them. Some of them have been like completely pushed over. You're still in your rowboat, or your pair of rowboats, with Step as a cube in the back of the rear one with extra floats attached.
Effectively water skiing.
He is effectively water skiing. Like, that's what you do. You just have two boats, stand between them, and then have everyone row as he just does poses.
As a cube. I'm on one side, now I'm on the other.
Oh, that would be very, very, very Judgment vomity.
Uh-huh.
Oh, probably anyway.
Speaking of Judgment, actually, you have not done a seasick check in a while.
Oh, boy.
You should do one.
Oh, boy.
Roll a d20 and add your Constitution modifier.
D20 Constitution. Well, I roll a natural 20, and I add my Constitution modifier, which is 3, so 23.
All right. You got this.
Yeah.
You are...
Nice.
You're starting to get used to this.
Or maybe I'm drunk.
This is where Gilly starts to rock the boat.
Oh, gosh.
Don't rock the boat over.
Oh, baby. Oh, dear.
All right, you find a path to sort of 12, the possum pirate, or I guess possum village dweller. You don't know if he's a pirate or not. Sort of points out a good place to land, and presumably you do so.
Okay,
Yep.
these vines, do we recognize them?
Roll a nature check.
That's wisdom, isn't it? I can do this.
And
I
you're
can do
probably
this.
proficient.
Yeah, you should be.
That is an 18.
Okay, you recognize this as kudzu.
Oh.
A splin.
Okay.
Because I don't recognise the word kudzu. Can you seem to assume that I know this stuff?
Okay.
Gilly knows it, I don't.
Kudzu is an ornamental vine, which when it overgrows, which it often does, it's those, when you see pictures of vines that have like gone all the way up buildings and like have completely covered them. All
right, okay. Yeah.
That's kudzu. And kudzu is technically a bean. It's a legume. So you see little beans hanging off of these.
Strangle bean.
Exactly.
Oh. Hang on, it killed those possum pirates. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that vine is strangle vine. That's
How
the
does
thing
12
he said.
look?
Strangle bean. That's the thing that 12 said killed everybody.
It's
Is
fine.
12 like scared or?
He hops off the boat first and is a little apprehensive looking around. It seems like, I mean, right now the site's actually fairly pretty because there are vines up and everything, and they have these like lavender colored flowers that are like butterfly shaped, and it's really pretty. You get the feeling though, with how things are pushed over, that this may have all happened within a couple of minutes or
Oh, wow.
shorter.
The whole
It isn't like-
finding of of the vine.
I'm looking at some pictures of kudzu, and it definitely
He's not good.
is prolific.
It is prolific.
Now I need to look this up, thanks.
I don't know what
It's
prolific means.
KUDZU.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, this happened in a couple of minutes. Do they have druids here by
What
any
is
chance?
prolific? Help.
Prolific means it reproduces quickly in this case.
Yeah.
Okay.
It fucks like rabbits, only as plant.
But it doesn't fuck like rabbits in the sense that rabbits take longer than 6 minutes to reproduce.
Yeah, kudzu grows pretty quick, but not like minutes quick.
Yeah, I mean, you can also see in the on the edge of the forest that it's actually pushed over trees and stuff like that, and pulled them down and like yanked roots out. And the actual dirt clumps on there are actually still a little moist, so you know that it wasn't that long ago.
As a druid, I'm
Moist.
saying this is not normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Speaking as a druid, we need to be avoiding that vine or setting it on fire or both.
Well,
Fire.
my question is, do you think it's the vine that did it, or that somebody, caused it to grow? Right.
At this point, the vine doesn't grow that quickly, so something is causing it to be prolific.
Okay.
Would you like to make a nature check to see if you can maybe determine the cause of that?
Okay. That is a 17.
Okay. Yeah, this is not natural.
It's not natural.
From your experience earlier on the island of Karina, you think that this
Okay.
Honk if you're
the
horny.
kudzu toots at you.
Step's got a
two
bumper
kudzu.
sticker that says "honk if you're horny" on the back of him.
I'm going to chisel that on your ass if you're not careful.
It'll go away when he reforges anyway.
I'll do it again. You're not the boss
Every
of
morning.
me.
Just stamp it on him.
Yeah, I need to get a set of metalworking tools.
Just use a branding iron?
Okay, we
A
get
lot of
it.
boats going past.
Yeah, either that or someone's really into branding.
Yeah.
Step kind of transforms out and flexes.
Oh, God.
The bolts wobble.
All right. So, is everyone who has left the boat?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
In what marching order are you going in?
To be honest, Gilly would have probably seen the kudzu and probably gone ahead because...
Okay. All right. Let's see. You were trying to see what you can determine from this. It is not natural. However, it does not appear to be growing any faster now than it.
Okay, so
It seems
was
it seems to be
excessive, now
growing at
it's
like a
not.
normal rate now. It doesn't seem to be like turbocharged anymore that you can detect.
That's what I was saying. It's like I don't think it's the vine itself. I think somebody did this.
Somebody did it, yeah. Well, it is the vine, but it also isn't caused by the vine.
It's not intrinsic to the vine. If that makes
You
sense.
also
Exactly.
notice that underneath the kudzu there are definitely corpses trapped up and wrapped up, in addition to a lot of knocked over stuff. And it does seem to have a somewhat radial pattern of thickness, meaning that there may actually be a center point if you were wanting to cut through to get to there.
Okay, Gilly will indeed cut through to get to the centre point as much as she can.
All right. Does everyone follow?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
that
Yeah.
sounds like a great idea.
I'll probably be last.
Sounds
and
like
I'll,
fun.
probably just,
Terrible idea.
I'll probably just slip off the boat into the water and walk up the bank. I'm assuming there's like a bank or something.
Yeah. You sink into mud quite a bit, but you're able to get there after slurping a little bit.
Yeah, so basically you now got thigh-high mud boots on, is what we're saying.
All right. You start to cut through the vines and realize that this village was actually quite huge. It's just you couldn't tell that before because it was all covered with vines. A lot of corpses. You can try and loot some of them if you want. I do have a list of what would actually be here.
Go on then.
Is anyone doing that, or are you
Yeah.
continuing on? Okay.
Gilly will have a look and see if there's anything
All
in their
right.
pockets.
Roll an investigation check.
Step probably wouldn't.
That's a 14.
14. Okay. While cutting through this, you find 2 citrines worth 50 gold pieces each and 250 actual gold pieces.
Excellent. I will share that
Oh,
out
wow.
amongst everyone.
I mean, this is a whole village worth of stuff, so
That's true.
You're coming over a random bunch of corpses.
Yeah, I'll share it with everyone.
Okay.
So
That's
everyone
nice.
gets about, 70-ish gold? 65 maybe.
All right.
Okay.
You approach the center of this, and it seems to be a little outside of the town. And roll an investigation check. Whoever wants to.
I'm going to let the people with more insight or investor wisdom.
I wouldn't
do
if
that.
I were you.
Investigation?
I got 5.
Okay.
I've got 12.
I've got
right,
7.
With a 12, Judgment sort of futzes around a little bit and digs in the dirt and pulls up a 12-inch, a foot wide, 30-centimeter wide, flat wicker like ring, just like the one that you saw
God
before.
Damn it.
Used.
And of course, it appears to be, there's nothing in the center of it, though again, like the other one, it looks like it may have had a spot for a gem in the center of it.
Hey, look what I found! Treasure!
I hate these things.
You know,
I don't know what those
I agree.
things are, but...
these are basically scrolls.
Can I keep
Yeah.
it?
Well, it's used.
You
Oh.
can keep it.
We will definitely keep it because it's,
Evidence.
correct.
A clue.
Blues
I'm
Clues.
going to pocket the ring and not
Yeah,
say
clue,
anything
clue.
else.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a little too big for a pocket because it's a foot wide, but
Right, but it's a ring.
it's a circle. It's like the size of a dinner plate.
What material is it?
It's a wicker.
Oh, it's
Like-
one of those. It's a bread
Yeah.
basket.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
I'm just gonna toss that down. Okay, it's used. We don't need it.
Okay. Is
Okay,
anyone gonna
Gilly's
scoop that
going to
up?
pick it up.
Yeah,
Gilly's
we're
gonna
going
pick it up.
to keep it as evidence.
I think Vera has the other one, if I recall.
Yeah. Again, it's not
Added to evidence.
not like I particularly need it. I got it.
And
for-
hand it to Step. Can you put it inside you for us, please?
Yep. Open up, put in, close.
He really
I
is
got a
brave
lot of
enough.
questions about the things you just said.
Please, pray tell, what are your questions? Hmm?
Is there anything else that you would like to do in this section?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so good at search. Well, I have to. Yeah, I'm not so good at whatever we're doing here. So
I'm going to lean down to 12.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
12
lean
is
down to 12 and,
12 is sitting down on his butt, sort of just sad.
I'm going to ask
Sorry,
him
buddy.
in Broken Common who did this.
He pulls out the flags that he has and he starts to signal in a way that you don't understand, but presumably Vera would assist.
I'll translate.
Okay. He says that I have no idea when this started. I was just outside of town and I ran and I was caught by trappers.
When did you get captured? Oh, right. Okay, you just answered that. Never mind.
Well, yeah, but you mean when? He says about 6 weeks ago. Maybe more, maybe less. It's hard to tell because I was underground that whole time.
Okay.
Gilly will hug the little possum.
Yeah, poor guy.
It all
Where
happened
did the attack
immediately.
start?
That would have been about 6 weeks ago. Meaning he was captured like within a day of. Oh, you mean the attack on Corin?
Yeah.
How long has it been since then? It has only been 5 days, 5 or 6 days.
Do you
So,
think...
to your knowledge, nobody else escaped. But maybe if they did, they're desperate.
What?
He doesn't know.
No, he wouldn't know. That's me.
What?
That's me talking out loud. That's me conjecturing here.
Why would they attack the town unless...
Because they might.
It seemed
they
like
might
a
have been
malicious
desperate.
attack.
No, but they might have been desperate for food and supplies now that, given that their base was destroyed.
Yeah, you feel that if their base was destroyed, that A, they might want to leave and set up somewhere else, and B, on the way they might attack somewhere else. So that is logic that follows.
Yeah, I don't know that that was necessarily the case, but it does point that it does suggest that the possums were not in any way the root cause of this. It was the dandy orcs, which I am going to continue calling them the dandy orcs now. I think that's way better.
It is a better name, so it is now how it is. All right. I'm not sure if there's anything else that you can investigate, like about the area.
I don't have any particular ideas.
Gilly, do you have any
the
cool
vines?
spells?
Do I have any cool? I don't really have any cool spells. No, I'm the healer effectively. I mean, there's not a lot we can do here, to be honest. I mean, except try and find tracks of people who did this and then follow them. I mean, I could talk to some animals in the area.
I could set the
you could try
vines
that.
on fire.
Are you going to speak with animals?
Yeah, I'll speak with animals.
Okay.
I'm not sure which animals are still around.
Wait, you have speak with animals?
Yes.
Possums are animals.
No.
He's a
Not
humanoid possum.
Possum pirates are not animals. They are pirates.
Oh,
mean,
You
okay.
could say like humans are animals too, but
Yeah,
I can speak with humans, mostly.
That's a spell that most of us have learned.
It's a very cheap spell. That's a cantrip. Okay, I'll do speak with Can I find any animals here?
There are definitely birds and like rodents, squirrels around, that kind of thing.
I will speak with birds because they might be more helpful at this point. So basically, I just shout "fucking tweet" into the air at them.
What?
okay.
A couple of birds, curious by the noise, come over and perch on a nearby branch.
Hi, I was wondering, have you been in the area long?
Hi, yeah.
Can you tell me what happened with all the vines?
Oh, the vines grew and then all the possums left.
All of them left, or did they die?
I mean, a lot of them died, but a lot of them left.
Okay, do you know what happened with this step? Can you open yourself up and give me the thing back?
Yeah, we lock.
Right. Can you tell me who used this?
Yeah, that was the big green one with a cloak.
Looks like me.
Bigger.
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 They usually are, yeah. Okay, so I'm a short orc.
A shork.
I'm a shork. Part dwarf, part orc. That's why I'm a half orc. Which might genuinely be true because Gilly has no bloody idea. Okay. Do you know where they went?
Let me see if they would know. They left
In what direction?
on a boat that way.
On
and
a
they
boat
sort of
that way.
out into the water.
Okay. Don't suppose you know any like albatrosses that would have known where they went?
No, those guys are dicks.
That's basically what they responded. Is like, no, albatrosses are mean.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank
don't
you
like
for your help.
albatrosses.
It's okay. I'm going to offer them like two good berries.
It's and then that's what they were waiting for, and they just go. Nom, 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 nom.
Thank
then
you
they fly
very,
off.
very much. Oh,
You're
okay.
welcome.
Okay, yeah, it was fancy orcs. They went back out to sea. Or at least it was people that look like me but bigger.
Yeah, that sounds like a fancy orc to me.
Rude, but okay.
Well, am I wrong?
I mean, it is a
Don't
little
have to
rude.
say it. I'm hurt. I'm not really hurt. Yeah, they've gone out to sea on a boat, but they said albatrosses are basically dicks, and they won't tell me where they went other than that.
Honestly, the boat could have gone in any direction after it went out to sea. So,
Yeah, but
but
they
it's
didn't go
entirely
inland,
possible
so-
they ended up heading towards son of a gun.
Don't know that city.
I cannot remember what it's called that we started at. It's been like a year.
You started on the island of Karina.
Karina,
in the town
thank
of
you.
Corin.
The town of Corin.
Yeah, which is where the possum pirates attacked.
Yes.
So, and
Okay.
we're chasing the dandy orcs basically at this point. Do we have any idea where they went?
Are you asking
Yeah.
the bird this still, or?
Well, I was asking my friends, but
Oh.
yeah, sure, I'm asking the bird
Okay.
too.
One of the birds is still here, and it's like, they come by. Not
Still?
here, but like outside. Yeah,
They come by, so they're in the area. You
the
think?
waters. Yeah, they have. They have at least. There's at least 3 ships.
3 ships. Could you describe the ships to me?
They look like ships.
Okay.
I'm going to point to the dinghy. Like those?
Big ships, like the ship
Like
out
that one.
in like the like the Libkuchen, like
The love cookie.
the love cookie. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they're in and around these waters, and they've got 3 ships about the same size as the love cookie.
2 about the same, one a little bigger.
One bit bigger, which is slightly nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's about all I can get out of them. So,
That was pretty good, actually.
I mean, it was more information we had before, but I'm not sure how. I'm gonna pass
I think
the circle.
No, I think it's at least we got a reasonable idea of what occurred here.
I mean, we could always try and pirate the dandy orcs at some point. I mean,
We can lie in wait, yes.
we can put ourselves as bait.
You could put it that way too.
Not sure if
But I would rather be somewhat hidden from them if possible.
I'm with her.
Okay,
But
fine.
You guys
do
could
you.
offer me as a gift.
Well, they
and
have
then
3
I
ships.
smash my way in.
We only got 1. And I don't think
we
it's
also
terribly
have-
well outfitted as far as fighting.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that's the
Actually,
big issue.
You have poked around the ship a little bit, and it does have a number of well-locked crates that you suspect may have some lovelies in them.
Okay, but it doesn't have like a ton of cannons and stuff. Not
There
enough
are
to
no
take on
cannons.
3 ships. Yeah,
It's just,
No, but
it's
we
just
do have
crossbows and stuff.
magic
we do, but that's
and fire magic at that.
yeah, but they also have magic. See, that's the thing. Like, if there's one thing we know about them for a
Don't
fact,
do
it's that they have magic.
They have specific magic that they have to have a focus to use.
Yes, but if they have those,
Yeah,
then that could be bad. So I
it could
say,
be bad, but a survey basically says that this is what they need. They need ritual magic. It doesn't suggest they have a huge amount of casters.
well, no, it says that they have a very powerful spellcaster in their midst who can make some kind of scroll of some kind.
Not necessarily in their midst, but yeah, okay, point taken.
Well, probably because if it was like a human or an elf or something, they would probably be using a more normal scroll rather than this particular type.
What if we... Because dandy orcs I'm assuming like shiny things. What if we offer me as a kind of chest?
Well, I think my real question is what we're actually not sure what they.
You do recall that there have been some times from when Vera charmed a bunch where they seemed to be looking for particular things and sometimes would sink ships that still had valuables on them.
I mean, and they left hundreds of gold pieces here without even like
Yeah, but if I'm
bothering to
big
loot
and
it.
square, then what interesting treasure things could be inside a big golden chest?
We're sorely lacking in some. I think I think we should get onto this ship and come up with a plan to tail them, if possible, or track them in some way, because we're really unsure about what they want and how they operate. I don't want to
Gilly?
attack somebody if I don't know how they do it.
You notice with your perception that the vines do sort of twitch a little bit. They
Okay,
are
everybody
still
out.
they are still active and magical, but they are not doing the same thing they were doing before. They seem to be focused on something else.
Okay, the vines are looking for something. I suggest we leave so it's not us.
Yeah, let's go. This stuff is making me just creepy. Creeping vines.
Creepers.
Okay, I'm gonna pause at the door and I'm gonna watch the vines for a little while. We don't need to go anywhere just yet. So
Okay.
I'm gonna spend like half an hour or so watching the vines just to see what happens.
Roll a nature check again.
Nature is wisdom. That is 23.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You can tell that once these grew out and started to collect as much light as they possibly could, that they started to focus almost entirely on root growth.
Right.
And that seems to be what it's dedicating virtually all of its energy towards.
Root growth.
Why root growth? I'm going to tell them
Well,
that.
Wait, wasn't the rest of them, or weren't the other ones on the island of Corin?
The island of Karina.
Island of Karina.
I should have just named them both the same. I'm sorry.
That's okay. The island of Karina. Weren't they going to summon more? What's it called? Gillies? I don't remember what they were called. They're the plant things. The plant
The
wings.
little plantlings. You're not sure.
Okay.
You're not sure the full nature of the other one. If they were actually, do you want to compare them side by side?
Yeah, let's look at them
Do you
side
want,
by side.
Do you want to diff these? Make whoever wants to make an Arcana check, make an Arcana check.
Somebody with more intelligence than I do that.
I have got a 1 intelligence.
I can do this. I'm fairly intelligent.
Okay, also, Vera, you're not bad at that because you have the Jack of all trades bonus on it.
So I just rolled.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
22.
I'm not terrible at it, but
22.
Mm-hmm. That's a natural
Okay,
20.
these. Oh, a natural 20.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the same spell.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Whatever was done here, it's the exact same.
Yeah, I convey that to the party.
So, can you? It's been a while. Could we tell what the other one was doing? I don't remember why I thought that this would summon plantlings, but
You gather that maybe the druid who activated it had summoned the plantlings,
okay.
and this one has simply been fired.
Okay. So it could have done this on the other city.
Yeah, and from what you recall discussing with Ambassador Amadel, that could still happen. That it wasn't. It was expended, but it may not have fully met all its conditions for each stage of activation.
Okay.
So what we're actually saying is, once it's got a good solid hold on the roots, that another wave of growth will occur.
And
is
we don't know what
expect.
that actually is going to do.
You're not sure. It sounds like this one, based on the discussion with the birds, as soon as it was fired, it did all of this. The other one did not seem to. It seemed to be more. It may have had either more trouble establishing itself because of land differences, because again, Corin is in a slightly more ecologically destabilized state. Maybe that was why. For whatever reason, this one bloomed immediately and then started dedicating all its effort towards building roots. The other one, you're not entirely sure.
Am I crazy, or was there something weird with the forest that Gilly was investigating at the very beginning?
Here?
No, at the other island.
Oh,
I reach into my mouth and pull out a handful of soil. This is the bad soil from that forest.
Yeah, the soil is over there is not enriched because of the intensive farming of the greenberries.
I see.
Yeah. You could, if you want to investigate the soil that Step has claimed again with this knowledge
I will
on it.
investigate it, I guess.
No, I had it in my mouth. I remember I saw it was piling loads of it in there.
Yeah, you had plenty of it.
Okay, that
I'm glad it came back like 9 episodes later.
I got an 11.
Okay. You gather that, I mean, this soil looks like what you saw before, only it's drier and dusty. It does seem to be depleted of certain things. And you think that may have changed the way that the spell manifested itself.
I see.
Basically, they may have actually helped prevent a disaster by having a ruined environment.
See?
Gilly is not satisfied with this as an answer. She begrudgingly accepts it.
It's the,
but her face
the,
is just
you
like
know.
twisted into like, well, fuck you too kind of expression.
It's the
Whereas the soil
how
here
can
is
it be
very
global
nice and
warming
lush.
if it's cold out today argument.
Yeah. My giant plant spell didn't go off. Clearly, everything's fine.
Things
What
get
was it
now.
depleted in?
What was that?
Selenium.
What exactly is it depleted in?
Yes, it's selenium. I don't know. Magic plant goop.
Magic plant goop.
There you go.
Druids know it well. We study magic plant goop.
It just doesn't have enough nature in it, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't have enough nature energy. Don't you know that? It's depleted
You're
in its
making me
orgone.
sound like those druids that like are currently running around pretending that they're druids of old and they just made up their entire religion. That's what it feels like. Sorry if you're a druid, but your religion's made up.
Aren't they all?
I was just thinking
we're-
specifically that one, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Whoa.
I mean, I had to make
Literally, they basically said we don't actually know what druids used to believe, but this is what we think they believed, so we're going to believe that.
I mean, I literally made up 4 religions for this campaign, so it's like
Not
It's
that
just how it
far
works.
Haven't
fetched
20 of
then.
them yet.
Okay, so let's go back to the ship and try to figure some stuff out. Wait, did the birds say that they come back? They've come back since the roots grew?
yeah, they say that they're still in this area.
Yeah, they're floating about.
Okay.
Quite literally because they're on boats, but
Yeah, let's go back to the boat and see what the boat's...
see what the boat's doing. Hopefully just floating there is...
Well, let's see what the boat's capable of. If we can, like, tail them or somehow remain hidden and find out what's going on.
Okay, let's speak to the captain then. I mean,
Yeah.
you should
I
know.
still-
You seem to be boaty.
I still say we
You seem to be
pretend
boaty.
to trade me, and then I just brute force my way out of the ship and sink it, basically.
We don't know that they care about you at all. I'm sorry.
Also, you don't know that you don't know where to find them right now.
That's true. That's the other problem.
We know that they're floating about. I mean, I can always... I said I could bird. I can't bird yet. I can fish.
One can fish.
I can fish.
All right, so you make your way back to the boat without issue. And as you get there, Samira helps pull you up and said, "All right, we have to go now."
Okay,
Oh.
go.
What's
Uh-oh.
going on?
There are some ships in the distance, and we're not sure what's going on with them.
Oh,
Let's-
those are the fancy orcs, probably.
Let's stay away from them, but do you think we could find a place around here to hide from them?
We want to follow them if possible.
All right, Captain Marigold comes up and is like, so A, what did you find out? And B, hands Vera a spyglass to start so you can run through there.
Okay.
Vera, would you like to? And she points off into towards the north west.
That's where they're coming from?
Well, she points off to the northwest, and you look through the spyglass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you trace out that there are. It looks like 5 ships.
Oh.
And 2 of them seem to be chasing the other 2,
Huh.
and the bigger one seems to be coming your direction.
So 2 of them are going out after another 2, and one of them's breaking up and going towards us.
Yeah.
That's not good. but it could be worse. I want to find out who those other two are.
That's not good, but it could be worse.
You walk up to
Yeah, well, that's true.
on the deck is it's actually Ludwig. He's got a book out that seems to have a bunch of different ship hull patterns that he can go through, so he can sort of identify certain ships. And he tells you that one of the ships is... where's my list of ship names here? One of them is a lamprey, which is a trader out of Netham. Another one seems to be a similar trading vessel. The two that are chasing it, I can't tell entirely, but they seem to be old traders that have been converted into pirate ships. So it looks like there may have been two trading ships that were sailing near each other, and then they have gotten caught up in this.
Can you look through the spyglass and see who is on deck?
They're too far away at this point.
What about the one that's coming for us?
The big one that's coming for us, you may get that opportunity.
Yeah, we're let's
Evasive
start moving
maneuvers.
away.
Go.
Because they're gonna go for us. God, we don't have any armaments is the problem.
Didn't the ship
Actually,
have
you see
some?
that several crew members are bringing up
Crossbows.
not just heavy crossbows, but also some crates that were previously sealed and cracking the tops off of them. And inside of these are, here we go. Okay, it has a bunch of like heavy bolts that have like a black textured paint on them. And the tip looks like it's made out of a dull green glass. Judgment would recognize the dull green glass as the same dull green glass that they use in goddamn everything in Port Cassia, because it's like a waste slag that they put on a lot of things. It has a sort of residual magic charge to it, but it's available and it's cheap.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it the stuff that the floors like?
Yeah, like you
ground
see it
is
embedded in
covered in?
stones everywhere. It's all over the place.
Huh. Okay. And this is
And you
where
see-
do I see this?
This is on the tips of the bolts of the crates they've just opened.
So they're vaguely magic bolts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't assume that they're magic since it's on the floor in Port Cassia. Like it's on the ground.
No, but it's got residual magic in it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So it's residually magic. So
All right.
You imagine that these are some kind of enchanted bolts.
Right. And it
Yeah,
kind
let's,
of glows, right?
It does have a very, very, very subtle glow to it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Captain Marigold, you're right. Let's go.
We're
Where, I
already
don't
on
know.
that. Away is my thought.
Well, the direct away is kind of... You know what? Let's head back towards the port of the town. Presumably
Well-
that's also where the other two ships are trying to run to.
We'll see what we can do. You find that one of the crew members that you've seen her before, but you weren't sure what she did on the ship, but you think this is what she does on the ship. She's setting out a bunch of heavy crossbows along the side of the ship for people to take up, and seems to be commanding like what you would call like the ship's marines, but it's really just all the deckhands that are about to fire for her. She seems to be in charge of that. She appears human. She's a little bit shorter than Vera. She has her hair braided on the side. She's a little stockier than Vera too, but she looks a little intimidating. The only weird thing about her name is Tara, is that for some
That is
reason her
weird.
eyes are I know. I know. Her eyes are violet, which indicates that she may have some very distant Tamlin elven ancestry, but like 1/16th or like 1/32nd. Not something that's not enough to matter, but enough to give her violet eyes.
elves. Ugh. Oh wait, that's not my line.
Yeah, no, her ears.
She doesn't seem to be the kind of elf that seems to be resistant.
Her ears are
/
round.
immune.
Her ears are round, as far as you can tell. Maybe they're just a little flatter on top, not actually pointed at all.
So, I don't have problems with people I can charm.
Yeah, she appears human as far as resistances and abilities go.
Human enough.
Human enough for what?
All right. So the captain grabs a spyglass from Vera and looks through, and then talks to both Samir and Ludwig and says, "What would they say?" She's like, "Ludwig, what do you think? Was this laid down in Zvidal or Netham?" And Vera, you kind of understand what they're talking about. Zvidal, which you've actually been to before, is the western large island in the Sea of Lenses. Well, actually, the island isn't. The island is Varding, but Zvidal is the capital there. Netham is a city in Arvena, which Gilly has been to. They're both port cities. However, Netham usually ships are designed to be able to go further upriver. So they're going to have a much shallower draft. Like the bottom of the boat's going to be flat instead of going in towards a point or a like blade-like shape.
Keel.
If this what?
The keel.
The keel, yeah. You don't know anything about boats.
No, but I know what words are.
You don't know what
Okay.
Samir has taught her.
And she's taught her
Samir
so
has
many
taught
things.
me many things.
So many things about floating. You gather they're trying to determine whether or not, because if the boat's keel is flat, the Lebkuchen will be able to outrun them because the way that works. However, if the keel is normal shaped, if it's blade shaped or whatever you want to call it, then since that ship is larger, if they stick close to the coast, they might be able to force that ship to either run aground or have fear of running aground. And whichever one they pick will determine which course of action they take.
Okay.
Would you like to look through again and see if you can determine this at all?
Sure. Let's do that.
All right. Roll a intelligence check.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to roll an intelligence check. That's a 15.
Okay. I mean, you can tell that design-wise it was laid down in one of those two places because these are the kind of ships they use in the Sea of Lenses, but you can't distinguish between them with that kind of roll.
Well, I only have a +1 intelligence, so.
All right, the captain scratches her head and says, all right, rig for full sail. Sounds like she's going to try and run and not force it to run aground because she doesn't want to get trapped on the edge. The boat rigs for full sail to try and escape. You start to separate a little bit from the boat, meaning that the distance between you and the bigger boat starts to increase a little bit.
Okay.
I think as a
Then you
golem
see-
that can lift heavy stuff, I'm going to help in any way I can. Like lifting
Yeah.
sails, crates.
Yeah, crates mostly. Looks like at this time. You also find that they ask you to help dump some cargo off out. So you're like chucking potatoes and onions out the side of the ship.
I'm gonna fling it out the direction away from us, so towards the ship.
You
Sunk
try and
the
throw like
battleship.
half a mile a potato. As you start to gain, you notice a flash of light on this ship, and it seems to get a lot faster. Like there's the sails, which were originally a little wobbly, start to just burst up full. Like they have a full amount of wind behind them, and that ship increases speed.
Okay.
I say we stay and fight, but it's not my turn.
Well,
We might not have a choice in this battle.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
kind of
That's why we should probably take the initiative to, stay and fight.
I don't think there's any particular reason to turn around and try to go at it in particular, because that wouldn't put us at any particular advantage, I think.
Yeah, let's
That
not
is true.
expose our broadside to them at all. It's possibly a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. At this time, a bunch of heavy crossbows have been set out. Most of the crew have taken up them. The captain is on the command deck, the bridge, with the helmsman, and seems to be focusing explicitly on driving the ship, while the rest of them seem to be in positions for defense. There are enough heavy crossbows for you to pick them up as well.
I'll do that then.
Yeah.
I mean, I will. I'm not
I won't.
sure how proficient we need to be.
You're not sure what?
How proficient we need to be in these kind of things, but
If you were to, you would not add your proficiency bonus when firing.
okay. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, we are just sort of like aiming at a ship, so.
How far away is this?
The ship is probably moving within about 1,000 feet away right now.
What's the damage on a heavy crossbow?
It is a D10. Range is 100 feet normally, 400 with disadvantage.
Okay.
And these bolts, as you inspect them, they again are weird looking. It's a heavy bolt with a black textured paint. The tip looks like it's made out of dull green glass that appears that you can rotate it between two positions. The first is marked with a single dot, the second with 2 dots.
So what do these things do? I asked the crew.
All right. Tara comes over to you and says, okay. And she grabs one of the bolts and then she twists it. You move it to the position that says 1. When it fires, it'll fire a second charge at the target you hit. She flicks to the second one. If you fire it in position 2, it'll fire an extra like bolt of energy at whatever the next closest target is, whether it's friendly or not.
Okay. So one does extra damage to one, the other does
Chain lightning,
chain
effectively.
damage to one of the closer ones.
It's technically magic missile, but yeah,
Okay.
without the +1 to it. So it does an extra. It does an extra when you hit. It does 1d4 force damage to either the same target or to the next closest target.
Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna pick up a crossbow and or bolt, since its range is 100 feet, you said? Normally?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and I have firebolt, which is 120 feet.
All right.
So yeah, that would be much more better for me.
All right. The ship starts to get closer. You
Do
can
we
start to
want
make out.
say anything to them? Like, do we want to? Because I can't. I have thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. There you go. I have that.
Also, you're probably
And-
just in the range of the ship's semaphore communication
Oh
as
wait,
well.
but that has a range of 30 feet. I was gonna say I can boom my voice at them, but
I mean, I could use message to send them a message, but
oh, there you go. Maybe we should do that.
well,
wanna save
we're
those
not
spell slots,
close enough yet. But don't-
It's a cantrip though.
by that point, I feel we can. It's a cantrip. By that point, I feel like we could tell whether they're hostile or not.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're
now
chasing
that-
Pretty
us.
hostile.
We're
Yeah.
pretty sure they're hostile. So just saying.
Yeah. Now that the ship is closer, you can tell that it is about the same width as the Love Cookie. It is a little bit longer. It looks like a largish standard trading vessel, but when you look closer to it, it's been modified for combat. It has 3 masts with square sails, and the main sail and flag have a large hash mark on them.
A what mark?
A hash mark, like pound symbol.
Like hashtagging.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would get ready to shoot things at them if they start shooting us.
Yeah, as soon as they get close to them.
Yeah. All right, you can see a lot of activity on the deck. You would guess that the entire crew, including Marines, would be about 30, so twice or 3 times what's on the Lebkuchen.
Okay.
They do appear to be mostly orcs. You can't make out much more detail beyond that now, except for
Their fancy hats.
except for their
Dandy hats.
fancy hats, their dandy hats. You also notice that instead of having a bridge, it almost looks like there's a throne set up on top. And on the throne is a humanoid. You really can't tell much from this distance. But next to that humanoid is a golem with 4 arms.
What?
What?
It's a Shiva golem.
They can't be cooler. They have a golem
Can't be
too.
cooler than us.
This golem is
They've got a golem.
is taller than Step, but less wide, and appears to be made of a dull gray metal, and you can kind of see like specks of rust even from this
I'm
distance.
just jealous of our golden golem.
You're not going to stand for that, are you, Step?
I'm gonna fire a bolt at the. No, I'm not.
All right.
I do flex a little bit though.
They
Right,
have
if
now.
I were to heat metal, would it set the thing he's standing on fire?
What's the range on that?
It's pretty long actually in heat metal, I think.
It's like 60.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I think that you think that the mass of this, if it's mostly steel, which it looks like to be, you can heat metal, but there's a size limitation on it, right?
No.
No, it doesn't. You mean you could literally just find a giant metal tower and turn it into a molten bit of slag?
It just says manufactured metal object.
Okay.
So anything that's man-made.
Object, though. I mean, this is technically a
Object.
I think
it's a golem. Golems are man-made.
yeah. I think maybe that is a possibility. We'll see what happens.
If it comes charging through the ranks to try and get at us.
I don't know that him being extraordinarily hot would necessarily be
No, but it does
step
damage
up.
to people it touches.
As
could be us.
they get closer, within about 500 feet, you start to be able to make out a lot more, especially through a spyglass. Most of the crew is indeed orcs, and they don't seem to be, the standard war paint orcs. They seem to have like thick eyeliner on, and
They're fabulous orcs.
Are
they are
glam
fabulous.
orcs?
They are glam orcs. They are literally they are glam orcs. That is
So the
that is
old
good.
cast of Rocky Horror is there.
They're wearing well crafted. All right, yeah, let's go with that. No, they're wearing like well crafted clothes instead of the normal like leather stitched together rags that orcs often wear. So they seem to be organized, and they seem to have an actual uniform instead of just whatever they could manage. Sitting on the throne though is it's a humanoid female wearing an unsettlingly large headdress that expands out past her shoulders and completely shrouds her eyes, like it's covering them. You can see like small sparkles of light from the part covering their eyes, indicating they may be made of like a highly polished metal. And it's hard to tell if she's human or half elf or maybe even a tiefling, because the headdress is so large that it might cover any horns that would be there. Let's see. You can see that she has some like pale, milky skin from the bottom of her nose down onto her neck, and she's got some cutouts on her dress that go along her hips. But she's otherwise covered in what looks like a silvery metallic dress that moves as if it were a soft cloth and sparkles like the material covering her eyes. And I think that's where we should stop. Marissa, where can people find you?
You can mostly find me on Twitter, unfortunately, at Cambrian_era. Yeah.
Lisa, where can people find you?
Mostly on Twitch and Mixer, where I stream a blind playthrough of Dark Souls. You can find all the information about that and ways of contacting me and additional contact on my personal website, superlisa.nl.
Will, where can people find you?
You can find me at my website, willpiddington.co.uk. That's PIDDINGTON. And I make short films.
Cleo, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube playing games badly at Zombie Cleo.
I'm dewtroid, and I stream at twitch.tv/dewtroid. Our music is by Ian Stalker. We are a new podcast and appreciate any feedback you can leave. Also, tell your friends.
We will solve your problem with vodka. It's fine.